name's Savannah. I'll be your safari guide today through the Rock Bay Wildlife Reserve. Before we head on out, if you look overhead, you'll see an animal spotting guide there that'll help you identify some of the animals we hope to see out there today. We're not going to see all of them, but hopefully most of them. That is very important that you do remain seated at all times. We are traveling over some very rough terrain. That includes both when the vehicle is moving and when the vehicle is stopped. It is for your safety as well as the safety of those around you. You'll also want to keep your hands inside at all times. A lot of the bushes and very sharp thorns. A lot of the animals and very sharp teeth. The first part of the reserve that we're heading into here is known as the Little Ituri Forest. Animals here in the forest are known for their natural colorings and markings, which help them to blend into the tree lines. And right over on the right-hand side there is the okapi. The okapi looks like it's related to a zebra since it has those stripes there on its legs, but that is not a zebra relative at all. That is the only living relative of the giraffe. Okapis are generally very reclusive, and because of that, they were not discovered by Westerners until 1901. Prior to that time, they were thought to be a mythical creature. Only the locals knew better, and they never told anyone. Watering holes are important gathering spots for animals, so we'll see if there's anything going on at the watering hole right now. Now, it looks like there is a black rhino laying right there. Now, black rhinos are generally solitary. Unfortunately, they're also very endangered. There are less than 5,000 black rhinos left in the world today, and those numbers are still dropping. That's primarily due to poaching for the horns, even though those horns are only made out of keratin. And that's the exact same thing as what your hair and fingernails are made out of, so technically it's not even a true horn. Over to the right are the greater kudus. Those are female kudus there, I can tell that, because they don't have any horns, whereas the males do. But also only females gather in small groups. Males are solitary. Now, hiding out in the bushes over on the left here are the bongo. Bongos do generally stay in very dense vegetation where they blend in so well with their surroundings that they can be so difficult to see that they burn themselves, so they're nicknamed the ghosted forest. With bongos, both males and females have horns, which enable them to duck into very thick, very tangled underbrush very quickly without also entangling themselves. A couple more bongos hiding out over on the left there, just over by the bamboo. We're heading in the direction of the Safi River, so we'll go ahead and stop over that way, see what's going on. Usually anywhere where there is a source of water is a good spot to look for animals. Looks like there's a hippo in the water right there, over by the tree stump. Hippos are amongst the largest and are the most dangerous animal in Africa. That's because they have incisors that reach lengths of 18 inches long. They use those for defense. Quite a few more hippos here on the left. They do generally stay submerged in water during the daytime. That's to keep from overheating. Hippos are a nocturnal species, so nighttime is when they also come out on the banks and graze. Those birds that are right there in the middle are pink-backed pelicans, and they are only pink during mating season. And those birds do nest in some rather large colonies, anywhere from about 20 pairs all the way up to about 500 pairs. Keep an eye on those birds right there on top of all those twigs, because they are hiding some baby pelicans. Right over on the banks there, right beneath us, is the Nile crocodile. The Nile crocodile is the largest of the crocodilian species in Africa. They can reach lengths of up to 20 feet long. Quite a few crocs there in the water, and a lot of times when they are in the water, all you'll see at the surface is just the eyes and the nose sticking up. But they can also stay fully submerged underwater for hours at a time. The Nile crocodile, like all reptiles, is ectothermic. That means that they have no internal means of generating any sort of body heat whatsoever. They rely completely on their environment for that. That's why they are frequently found sunning themselves on the banks of waters during the daytime. It's just in order to warm up some. Right up ahead is one of the more unique trees found out on the reserve. It's called a baobab tree, also known as an upside-down tree, because it looks like it has its roots coming right out the top. It's actually just leafless right now, though, and it'll remain that way for about 9 months out of the year in order to conserve water. Usually when folks think of wild Africa, this is going to be more the area that they're referring to. This is the savannah. A lot of the animals out in the savannah rely on speed and agility in order to escape predators. Now down at the bottom of the hill here, you'll see that pile of wood, and if you look to the right of that, you'll see a herd of springbok. Springbok get their name from their ability to spring straight up in the air repeatedly, about 6 to 8 feet. And one of the reasons why they might do that would be to warn the rest of the herd of any danger that they sense nearby. They're also able to leap forward about 13 feet in just one jump. Now, just to the right of those springbok are the Ankole cattle. They're also known as the Watusi cattle after the Watusi tribe, which first domesticated them about 2,000 years ago. And they are the only domesticated species found out on the reserve because they do generally live side by side with wildlife. So they're right at home out here with all the other animals. There's a pack of African wild dogs over to the left, also known as the African painted dogs. Now they're generally found living in packs between 5 to 15 adults, plus any pups that there may be. They are led by an alpha male and an alpha female, which are the predominant breeders out of the group. The African wild dog is most active in the early morning and early evening hours, so right now they've settled down, avoiding any strenuous activity during the heat of the day. They're considered the most successful hunters out on the savannah, with a success rate that far exceeds that of any big cat even, because they hunt as such an organized pack. The antelope to the left are the sable antelopes. Very majestic looking species. They have horns that can reach lengths of up to 5 feet long. Females have the reddish brownish coats. Males tend to have more of a dark brown to almost even blackish colored coat. All the towering structures that you see all over the savannah are termite mounds, home to millions of termites. They've got their very own ecosystems going on inside of there, where they've got everything from a nursery for the little termites to the royal chambers for the termite queen. They've got their own fungi gardens towards the bottom. They'll even dig wells and they have a source of water inside of there. Really quite fascinating structures. They can be over 30 feet tall in some areas here in Africa, but on average, they're about 8 feet tall, which is still rather impressive considering that it is the tiny little termite that built those mounds. And these are the Maasai giraffe here. Giraffes, of course, are the world's tallest animal. When they're first born, they're about 6 feet tall. And there are currently 3 baby giraffes out here on the reserve. Fully grown adults are about 18 to 20 feet tall. Giraffes do have very good eyesight, which when combined with that height, gives them a good advantage here because they can see everything going on out on the savannah, including seeing anything lurking in the taller grasses. They are, of course, well known for that long neck of theirs. It's composed of only 7 vertebrae, the exact same number as what's in your neck. The grayish-colored herd there is the white-bearded wildebeest, and the wildebeest is one of the animals best known for its migration. Not every wildebeest herd does migrate, but out of those that do, it'll be about 1.5 million individuals. They'll be making a trek every year between about 500 to 1,000 miles. And they'll do that just to follow the rains to get to greener grasses. Keep an eye out over on the left for a troop of mandrills, the largest of monkey species. Males have bright blue and red markings. The brightest one would be the dominant male. And there's also a couple of juveniles there. Even though mandrills can live in troops of up to 100 individuals, in general they are considered a very shy species. Even amongst themselves they're somewhat shy, so they do often hide out behind the rocks or in the trees and bushes there, making it very difficult to see them. Now also over on the right there's an African elephant there. Both the male and female African elephants do have tusks. Herds are made up of females and juveniles, and males like that one typically will leave the herd and go out on their own by the time they're about 12 to 15 years old or so. The males are also known as bull elephants. We're going to head on over towards the other side of Savannah. A little bit of a bumpy road to get there, but definitely well worth all the bumps, because we're going to go in search of a herd of elephants now. Now, herds are led by the matriarch of the family, one of the eldest of the females. She'll be one of the ones with all the knowledge and experience in the area, and she needs that because she controls all the movements of the herd. It is up to her to lead the herd to an ample supply of food every day, also a good watering hole, and that can be a bit of a challenge to do during times of drought or during any other types of hardships. That she does seem to like an area just up ahead a little ways. And one of the reasons for that is all this that you see around us here. This is red clay. It's a very important mineral supplement for elephants. They use their tusks to break off a piece and then they'll eat it. You can see all the tusk marks that are right there in the walls. Also quite a few footprints here in the ground. And it looks like the herd of elephants right off in the distance still. We're going to go around these trees and bushes here and get a better view. And there's a little baby elephant over there by the tree.
I am stopped just before these logs were burned out by the termite mound for a giraffe in the road drinking from puddles.
One of the things that you may notice about the African elephants is that their ears are shaped just like the continent of Africa. But also a lot of times you see elephants flapping those ears around. By doing that, they're able to cool their body temperature down by about 15 degrees. Elephants also have very excellent hearing.
I am back on the move.
These are greater flamingos here. And the greater flamingo is not only the largest of the flamingo species, but also the palest pink. They do get their color from their diet. They'll eat a lot of brine shrimp and other crustaceans, which are very high in beta-carotene. When flamingos are first born, however, they're not pink at all. They're more of a pale gray. And you can see some pale gray flamingos right on out there. And those baby flamingos are only about 2.5, maybe 3 months old at most. Growing up very, very quickly. It's still going to take them, though, about a year to a year and a half or so of eating their brine shrimp before they get in pink color. Right up ahead are grand zebras. They're also known as plain zebras. And you can tell what kind of zebra it is by where their stripes meet. The grand zebras are the only zebra species with stripes that go all the way around the belly. Each zebra does have a unique pattern to their stripes, so it can be used as a means of identification for the individuals within the herd. actually 2 cheetahs, one a little further up. There are a few things really unique about cheetahs. First of all, they're the only cat with non-retractable claws. That lets them keep her a good traction when they're running so fast. They also hunt during the daytime, tracking their prey by sight, not scent, which is very unusual for cat species. And they're the only ones out of all the big cats that can purr. That is the male there that defends the territory, protects any cubs that there may be, while the females, the lionesses, right above him, are the ones that would do the hunting at night. Lions are nocturnal. They spend about 16 to 20 hours out of every day just laying around, resting and sleeping. They are the larger of the 2 species found here. Black rhinos weigh about 3,000 pounds. White rhinos are about 5,000 pounds. And then also some ostriches over there. Even though ostriches are birds, they're far too heavy to be capable of flight. But they can run about 40 miles an hour. And those are ostrich eggs underneath the tree on the right. The birds over on the right are yellow-billed storks. Beautiful birds, a little bit of a pink tint to those feathers. Those birds are also, though, quite the little carnivores. They'll eat just about anything they're capable of catching. That even includes other birds. And also there is the scimitar horned oryx. Hope you guys caught a picture of that. Scimitar horned oryx does get its name for shape of its horns, resembles scimitar weapons from the Middle East. Generally a desert-dwelling species of antelope. One of the most amazing things about that animal, though, and the reason why I said I hope you guys got a picture of that, is the scimitar horned oryx can go about 9 months without ever taking a drink of water. And that's probably only about the 2nd time that I've ever seen that animal get a drink of water. And we are on our way back to the village of Harambe. While you're here in town, of course, be sure to check out the...
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like, comment, and share. Click on the left to subscribe to our channel.
Or click on the right to see another video.